students and friends. My name is Kyle Knighton, and I love getting to work at Live Oak Classical School. I'm the chaplain for the grammar students, and so I know all these guys, and I might have to come sit in the front row with them. I also have the privilege of getting to direct the Grammar 6 play. We are doing the best Christmas pageant ever. Written by Barbara Robinson. It's a wonderful story that conveys beautiful meaning and pulls out the meaning of Christmas. We hope you enjoy. Our students have worked really hard. Thanks for squeezing in and making new friends and sitting next to strangers. Tonight's going to be a really wonderful night. We're glad that you're here.
Christian sentiment, Charlie. I think it's a very practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue all last year because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman in school. Is that the worst one? Leroy? They're all the worst one. Ralph's the biggest. So if Ralph gets you... That doesn't make any difference. Gladys isn't big. She's fast, and she's mean, and she bites. Okay. I'm sorry I asked. Just stay away from all of them. That's what I said. Stay away from them. Go to church. I'm glad you feel that way. Why? No arguments this year about the Christmas pageant. I don't want to be a shepherd again. Tell Miss Armstrong that you want to be a wise man. I don't want to be in it. Everybody's in it. Think how I'd feel sitting there on Christmas Eve if my own children weren't in the play. Think how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible, wouldn't you, Robert? Well, actually, I wasn't planning on going. It's always crowded. They can use my seats. Besides, there's never anything different about the Christmas pageant. I'll just stay home in my bathrobe and relax. There's going to be something different this year. What? Charlie is going to wear your bathrobe. Right now. How about you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins, he'll pay you $1 to be Joseph. Elmer's sick of being Joseph just because he's the minister's son. Nobody ever wants to be Joseph. Nobody wants to be in it. What are you going to do this year? I'm always in the angel choir. Can't Charlie be in the angel choir? Because I can't sing. What do you wear in the angel choir? We wear bed sheets. Oh boy, some choice. A bathrobe or bed sheets. Come on, let's watch. You Armstrong tries to give everybody a lovely experience.
Oh, Mom. Miss Armstrong, she just likes to run things.
You know, you're right. She runs the pageant, she's chairman of the bazaar, she's in charge of the potluck supper. You know, I think Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon if anyone would let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Yes.
Well, maybe she's trying to manage the hospital, because that's where she is right now. I saw George at the drugstore, and she said that she broke her leg and be in traction for 2 weeks and be laid up to the first of the year.
The first of the year? Why, they'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
Well, no, not exactly. She's in charge of the pageant, and she's in charge of the bazaar. Oh, I feel sorry for Helen, but who's gonna do all those things?
I'll take over the bazaar. I don't know what in the world we'll do about the pageant list. How about you, Phyllis?
I can't. I always visit my grandchildren in Louisiana. How about you, Lola?
I have to go Christmas tree shopping. What about Edna?
I've got to wash my, how about we call Grace? Hello?
Grace?
Robert,
Yes?
I'm in charge of the pageant.
Does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't necessarily what you'd call a 4-star entertainment. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected. It's always the same old Christmas story, the same old caroling, the same old Mary and Joseph, and that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Miss Armstrong.
I tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a chance. Here's what I do. I always start with Mary and tell them we must choose our Mary carefully because Mary was the mother of Jesus.
I know that, Helen.
Yes. And then I tell them about Joseph and how he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain that. Frankly, I don't ever spend so much time on Joseph because it's always Elmer Hawkins. And he knows all about Mary and Joseph.
I thought Miss Armstrong was a tractor. How can she talk on the phone if she's a tractor? What do you think traction is? Like when they put me to sleep?
No such luck.
We're gonna need salt, pepper, and napkins.
Yes.
But I do explain about the wise men and how important they are. And I tell them there are no small parts, only small actors. Remind them to learn not to stare at the audience and don't let the word lipstick or things like that. And don't let the word tootie shoot or high heel. I hope you don't have too many baby angels, Grace, because they'll be your biggest problem.
Will you accept the rest of us, will you, Charlie?
I'm hungry. They want to stole my lunch again.
How can you let him do that day after day?
How can I stop him? Where's the chicken?
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
You'll have to get somebody to push the baby angels on. Otherwise, they're getting each way and bend their wings. Bob could do that, and he could keep an eye on the shepherds, too. Now, another thing about the angel choir. Don't let them stare at the audience, and again, don't let them wear lipstick. Now,
There's somebody at my door, Helen. I have to go. Okay.
Hello, your very important guests have arrived.
Oh, for goodness sakes, it's just you.
You're getting very lonely after tea.
Well, I think Helen is very lonely at the hospital also.
Not as long as the telephones are working.
I bet she told you about no small parts, only small actors.
And having to get someone to push the baby angels on. And having to get someone to shut the shepherds up. Yes, she suggested your father.
Yeah. Leave some for the rest of us, Charlie.
Didn't we already go over this? Stop talking on the
My mother didn't pay much attention to Miss Armstrong. She said she was stuck in the hospital, with nothing to do but think up problems. And there weren't going to be any problems. But, of course, my mother didn't count on the herdman. And that was all Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, give me back my lunch. Sure, kid. Here. You stole my dessert again. How do you know? Because it isn't here. What was it? 2 Twinkies. That's right. That's what it is. Hey, Leroy, you think it's so great to steal my dessert every day? Well, you know what? I don't care if you do, because I get all the dessert I want in Sunday school. Oh, yeah? What kind of dessert? All kinds. Chocolate cake and candy bars and big wheels. You're a liar. And cupcakes and. Well, who gives it to you? The minister. Why? Is he crazy? No, I think he's rich. Sunday school, huh?
That was the wrong thing to tell the herdman. And sure enough, the very next Sunday, there they were, in Sunday school, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant. And that was all Charlie's fault.
What's a pageant? It's a play. Like on TV? What's it about? It's about Jesus. Everything here is. Well, mostly it's about me. Who's Mary? I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part.
Alice, Imogene, please take a seat now. Now, this won't take very long if you all settle down. Today we will be picking our roles for the pageant. Now, but of course, you should remember there are no small parts, only small actors. That is what Miss Armstrong says, isn't it?
That's what she always says, but she never says what it means.
Don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means that the short kids have to be in the front row of the angel choir. Else nobody can see them.
Well, not exactly. All it means is that the littlest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone's as important as Mary. Well, naturally, Alice, that's what you would think. I think Jesus is more important. I still think it means short kids have to be in the front row.
Girls, everyone be our baby angels. So will you please remind your parents that you will need bed sheets? Let's make some room there. Now, what happened to Beverly?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Do you know that she got sick?
I just said, "Hi, Beverly," and she left.
I see. Well, will someone please tell Beverly that the next 4 Wednesdays after school will be our rehearsals?
Well, what if we get sick?
You won't get sick, Elmer, but Mary and Joseph must absolutely be here for every single one.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer.
Beverly got sick and we didn't even start yet.
We don't know that Beverly got sick. Now, let's think about Mary. We all know what kind of person Mary was. She's kind, gentle, loving, and whoever plays Mary should try to be that kind of person. Now, who would like to volunteer? Yes, Imogene, did you have a question?
No. I want to be Mary. And Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just make a list here, and we'll decide who it should be. Ralph Herdman. Now, who else would like to be Joseph? Elmer, did you raise your hand?
No.
Anybody? Any of you shepherds? Very well. Ralph will be our Joseph. Now, Imogene has volunteered to be Mary. Who else can I put on my list? Jeanette, Roberta, Alice, don't you want to volunteer?
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary.
Shut up, Gladys. You be a wise man. I'm going to be Mary in this play.
Well, the wise men are usually boys.
I'll be a wise man. Come on, Clyde, you be a wise man too.
It's a wise man. Just raise your hand.
Some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
It's the angel of the Lord. He goes to the shepherds and tells them that the baby Jesus is born. Now, we do have some hands. Kobe, would you like to be a shepherd?
No. I just wanted to say that I can't be a shepherd.
Why
We're
not?
going to Philadelphia.
My mother doesn't want me to be shepherd.
Why?
I don't know. She just said, don't be a shepherd.
Yes, you are! What's the matter with all of you?
I don't want to be a shepherd because Gladys Herdman hits too hard.
Why? Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. All she does is goes to the shepherds and tells them that the baby Jesus will be born.
Hits them?
No, that is ridiculous. I don't want to hear another word of it. No shepherds may quit or get sick. Now, that is all for today. So, please be here at 6:30 on Wednesdays. Alice, what's the matter with you? I was depending on you.
Miss Bradley, get Gladys off of me!
I wanted you to be Mary so that they didn't,
Miss Bradley!
Oh,
Oh, come on, Alice.
I don't know.
I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, "I'm going to be Mary in this pageant. If you open up your mouth or raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't." And I said, "I'm always Mary in the pageant." And she said, "Well, go ahead then. And next week when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick a pussy willow bush so far down your ear that nobody can reach it. And it will sprout there and grow and grow. And you'll spend the rest of your life with the pussy willow bush growing out of your ear." Now you know she wouldn't do that. She would too. Herdman will do anything. You just watch. They'll sing terrible and ruin the whole pageant. And it's all your mother's fault.
Did you hear? The Hermans practically took over the Christmas pageant. What was Grace thinking?
Well,
last year. He was in bed for days.
If they're that bad, then why don't you call the police?
Sorry to interrupt, but how do you like my dress?
That is so last season. Where did you get that all right?
Probably Macy's.
Macy's isn't even that bad.
Really, Irma? That is rather too much.
Anyway, back to the Herdmans. Anyone have suggestions?
How does their mother manage?
She's a single mom with 6 kids. She doesn't.
We better nail down the church. They'll try to steal anything valuable in 5 seconds flat.
Oh, I feel so responsible. If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened.
Well, if I'd been up and around, this never would have happened. Well, let me tell you.
Don't tell me. I'm on your side. You should have a cup of coffee.
Ellen Armstrong is not the only woman who can direct a pageant. I made up my mind to do the best I could under the circumstances, and well, the Herdmans were the only ones who raised their hands. So,
Good for you, Grace. You should really get a cup of coffee.
and you are going to help me.
Does that mean I have to go?
Yes. Come on in, y'all. The inn is going to be back here off stage. And the shepherds will come in and gather around the manger.
Where'd all the shepherds come from, anyway?
What's an inn?
It's like a motel where people go to spend the night.
People. Jesus?
Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph.
Why?
Pay their taxes.
At a motel?
Shut up, Leroy. Everybody shut up. I want you here. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
I'm a dear. This is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you ever heard of the Christmas story from the Bible? Well, I guess I'd better read it to you.
I don't believe in that, do you? That they've never heard the Christmas story?
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is, and they never went to church in their whole life. Until your dumb brother told them we got refreshments. Now we have to waste all of this time for nothing.
All right now. There went out a decree from Caesar Augustus. All the world should be taxed. And Joseph and Mary went up from Galilee with his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant! She was preggers!
All right now, that is enough. We all know Mary was pregnant. And it came to pass while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered, and she brought forth her firstborn son.
I don't think it's very nice to say Mary was pregnant.
Well, she was.
I don't think your mother said Mary was pregnant. It's better to say great with child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
Oh my God! They didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew it was going to be Jesus.
Well, didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What was wrong with Joseph? He didn't say anything. I mean, her pregnant and everything.
What's a manger? Some sort of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn, so they had to use whatever else they did. What would you do if you had a newborn baby and no bed to put it in?
We put glass in a bureau drawer.
Well, there you go. You didn't have a bed, so you used something else.
Oh, we had a bed, only Ollie was still in it. He wouldn't get out. He didn't really like Gladys. Remember how you didn't like Gladys?
That was pretty smart of all. Not to like Gladys right off the bat.
Anyways, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were wadded up clothes?
What?
It's sitting there. She wrapped him in wadded up clothes.
Oh, swaddling clothes.
donkey ate it. Where is the child welfare?
Child welfare's at our house every 5 minutes.
There wasn't any child welfare back home.
I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their
Shazam! Out of the black night, with horrible vengeance, the mighty Margot.
Gladys, I don't know what you're talking about.
Out of the black night, with horrible vengeance, the mighty Margot and Amazing Comics.
This is the angel of the Lord, Gladys.
Out of nowhere, right? Out of the black night, right?
Well, yes, yes.
Shazam!
Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold, and frankincense, and myrrh.
What's that?
They were special things, spices, and precious oils.
Oil? What kind of a present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare.
Were they the welfare? The wise men?
They were kings.
It's about time somebody important shows up. If they're kings, they can go tell the innkeeper to take a hike.
They were sent by Herod, who was, well, he was the main king, and he wanted to find Jesus and have him put to death.
Oh my God! They're gonna kill a baby?
Who's Herod?
Herod isn't in the play.
He's out to kill a baby, and he ain't even in the play?
Well, somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he says, go get me that baby. And they say, okay, because he's a king and all.
I'm not gonna be Herod.
No one is going to be Herod.
No, they get all the shepherds together and go wipe out Herod.
See, they're gonna put one in, and it's gonna be me. And I'll be killed on stage in front of God and everybody else.
Fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you go after the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an angel.
Take 5, take 5.
I mean, I wouldn't just wait around in the bar. I'd go get us a room.
But she said there wasn't any room.
Well, I'd go with them. I'd throw somebody out and say, I've got this baby here, and it's the middle of winter. So either get out or move over.
I'll go after little Herod.
I'd send the angel after her. She could just point her electric finger and turn him into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, zap!
What's the name of this play? She never said.
Christmas pageant?
That's no name. That's what it is.
I know a name. I know a name. I'd call it Revenge at
Revenge at Bethlehem. The herdmen thought the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files.
At least they picked the right villain. It was Herod that they wanted to gang up on, and not baby Jesus. But he quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum. But Miss Slocum said she wouldn't let Imogene lay a finger on it. So that bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch up a baby, even on the last rehearsal. What do you keep writing in that book?
It's like a diary?
It is not. It's all about the herdmen. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about sexy things. Miss Bradley called Mary pregnant. Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It isn't wine, it's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. They steal too. If you shake the birthday bag, it doesn't make a sound because it's all with pennies added. And every time you walk in the ladies' room, the air is full of blue smoke. And Imogene Herdman is sitting there in her Mary costume, smoking cigars.
And you wrote us down? What for?
For my mother and Reverend Hopkins and the Ladies' Aid Society and anyone else who wants to know what happens when this whole Christmas pageant turns out to be a big mess.
All right, everybody, let's get quiet now. Well, this is going to be our last rehearsal. So, we're going to...
Grace,
Yes?
I just wanted to tell you, we're all back in the kitchen making applesauce cake. We'll try not to bother you. I guess this is your dress rehearsal.
Oh, and the So it's certainly not going to hand her over to Imogene Hurd. Sorry. Yes, David?
Miss Bradley, you can have my little brother for baby Jesus.
I didn't know he had a newborn brother.
He's not new. He's 4 years old and he's double jointed, so he can scrunch himself up.
It's okay. We'll just use something else.
I'll get us a baby.
How can you do that, Imogene?
Well, there's always a few in carriages outside of the marketplace.
Imogene, you can't walk off with somebody's baby. We'll just use the doll.
Well, yeah, that's better anyway, because a doll can't bite you.
Well, okay. So, Imogene, you know Mary didn't wear earrings?
Well, I have to wear these. And if I don't, they'll grow together.
Imogene, they won't go together in an hour and a half. What did the doctor say?
Doctor? What doctor?
Who pierced your ears?
Gladys.
She probably did it with a nice pick. I'll bet Imogene's ears will turn black and fall off.
Well, we'll just find you something smaller. Now, is that what you're going to wear? Is that all of your costumes? Well, do you know you're supposed to wear your costumes today? What?
I haven't got any costume. I've never been a shepherd before.
You have to wear your father's back. That's what I have to.
He hasn't got a bathrobe.
And what does he wear around the house?
His underwear?
Right now. Just pretend you're wearing your costumes. Now, let's go back. Let's practice.
Are we going through the whole thing?
Yes. Maxine, just the first few words, please.
Shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night.
Shepherds, come on now. That's right. You can do it. I'm coming.
Okay. And the angel of the Lord appeared to them.
Shazam!
Out of blood last night.
Horrible vengeance. Relax. The angel is going to stand here. Now stand. Go on, Maxine.
Suddenly there was a multitude of the heavenly host.
Angels. That's right. Come along now. Keep coming. Keep coming. That's good. Good. Now, wise men. That's right. Keep calm. That's right. Calm.
I've got this baby here! Don't touch him! I named him Jesus!
Mary and Joseph don't say anything. Now, I want y'all to make a lovely picture for us to look at while we think
Don't
about-
give it back!
while we think about Christmas and what it's about. Now, put the doll back.
I don't get to say anything. Some angel just walks up to me and says, name the baby Jesus. I would have named him Bill.
What a terrible thing to say.
Oh, what angel was that? Was that Gladys? There's angels all over the place.
No, Gladys was the angel of the Lord who brought the good news to the shepherds.
Yeah, hey, unto you a child is born! Unto me, not them, me. I'm the one who had the baby.
No. That just means that Jesus belongs to everyone. And to all of us, the child is born.
Why didn't they let Mary name her own baby? Did some angel just come up and say, name him Jesus?
Yes, I know what the angel said. She said, his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Oh my God! He wouldn't even get out of the first grade, and write all that.
Miss Bradley, what should I do? Should I start over?
Take 5 minutes. Again.
Again. We never did start over, and we never did go through the whole thing. The 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and I'm a Jean Hurd. Spent the rest of the time smoking cigars in the ladies' room. Then, of course, Miss McCarthy walked in, saw all the smoke, and called the fire department. And they came right away. Fire! They cleared everybody out of the building, looking for a fire to put out, and dragged a fire hose through the building. But the only thing they found was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake had burnt up, and that made Miss McCarthy mad and the ladies mad. But my mother.
Why in the world did you call the fire department about a little smoke?
It was a lot of smoke. The ladies' room was full of thick smoke.
It couldn't have been. You're just not excited. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke?
No, I didn't know it was cigar smoke. I don't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room.
Fire? We're sure there's a fire. We're absolutely sure.
Are you on fire?
I don't think so.
Ma'am, we're fired. We got this.
I see that.
We didn't think so either, and neither did Charlie. But Reverend Hopkins said he didn't know what to think. And Alice Windlekin's mother and the Ladies' Aid Society were mad too.
I've been on the telephone all day and I can't make heads or tails of it. Some people say they set fire to the ladies' room. Some people say they set fire to the kitchen. And Vera Windigan says all they do is talk about sex and underwear.
That's Toby Clark talking about underwear. And there wasn't any fire. The only fire was in the kitchen, where all of the applesauce cakes burned up.
Well, the whole church is in an uproar. I don't know. Jesus said, "Suffer the little children to come unto me." But I'm not sure he meant the Herdmans. Grace, don't you think we should cancel the pageant?
I bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
We could blame it on the fire. It makes a good excuse.
I bet that was Edna McCarthy's idea.
Everyone seems to think it's going to be a
Disaster? Well, they're wrong. It's going to be the best Christmas pageant we ever had.
But Grace, I don't think anyone will come.
I didn't think so either, and neither did Charlie. But we were wrong. On Christmas Eve, the church was jammed full of people, wanting to see what the Herdman should do.
Wait till I turn the lights on. You can even see where I'm going.
I don't know what in the world you're expecting to do this thing.
I thought it might look like a palm tree. But I see now it doesn't. I don't know what's going to happen. We haven't once gone through the whole thing. And well, the Herdmans still think it's some
Joseph. Well, that's if they weren't arrayed. Refugees, I mean. They were a long way from home and didn't know anybody, and they were hungry and tired, cold and messy.
I don't know about cold and hungry and tired, but they sure are messy.
Now, where is everybody? Now don't be shy. Come on out. I just want to see how you look. Nice, nice. Gladys, where is your halo?
Can't believe it. Listen, I think I have to say something other than that Jesus was born. I think I have to tell him that he's in the barn and it's Jesus.
No, Gladys. All you say, unto you, a child is born. And that is all you're going to say. Now, all go backstage and try to be quiet while people are coming. And good luck.
Mrs. Bradley, actors don't say good luck. Actors say break a leg.
I know, but I mean, like, I thought under the circumstances, I don't want anybody to break their own leg or anyone else's. Ah! I just want you to remember that. That's a baby. And it's not just any baby. It's the baby Jesus. In the days of Caesar Augustus, there went out a decree that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph went to Bethlehem with his wife Mary, who was great with child. And while they were there, she delivered their firstborn son, wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
Look at them. Aren't they awful? And what's she doing with the baby? Oh, I don't think it's fair enough to birth the baby Jesus as if he had colic.
Well, he could have had colic, just like any other baby.
I don't care. It looks awful, and they look awful.
So what? They just came a long way. No money, no place to go, nobody they knew, and they've got a new baby to worry about.
Who? Ralph and Imogene?
No, Mary and Joseph. In that region, there were shepherds in the fields keeping watch over their flocks by night. And the angel of the Lord appeared to them. And the angel of the Lord appeared to them. And they were sore afraid.
Hey! Hey, on you a child is born! It's Jesus and he's in the barn! See him!
Suddenly there was a multitude of the heavenly hosts, saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among men. When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bringing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
They look awful too. And what's that noise, God?
It's a ham.
A ham?
I'll bet they stole it.
No, I think it's the ham from their welfare basket.
You mean it's their own ham? They must hate ham.
Even if they do, it's the only thing they've ever given away.
Being warned in a dream that they should not return, the wise men departed another way. The shepherds also departed, praising God for all they had seen and heard. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round your virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace.
Beth, look, Mary's crying. Mrs. Bradley, Mary's crying.
I always get weepy about the pageant. It must be the children and the carols and all. But you're right, this was the best one. And it should have been the worst.
There was just something different.
Well, the Angel of the Award was certainly different.
Yes, but you know I like that. I'd love to see it. Sometimes you can't even hear the angel of the Lord unless you bring some television.
Oh, I wish now that I'd let her have Eugene to be the baby Jesus.
Who was the baby Jesus?
Why, it was a doll.
Oh, I don't think so, Grandma. That was no doll.
It did seem quite real.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened, just that way. We all thought it was about Jesus, but that wasn't the only part of it. It was about a newborn baby, a mother, and a father who were in a lot of trouble, no money, no place to go, no food, no doctor, nobody they knew, and then coming from the east, like my uncle from New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the Herdmans, it was a whole new story. Imogene birthing the baby, even Gladys saying, "He's in the barn, go see him." But I guess it wasn't like that for Imogene. For her, she caught on to what Christmas was really all about. Jesus, the Son of God, was born in Bethlehem. Later, we had a party in the basement, but the Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't drink any cocoa, and they didn't walk off with all the cookies. They wouldn't even take their candy canes.
Well, I guess that's about it. The kids left downstairs? No, they're all gone. Oh, you don't have your bathrobe on? You're not going to wear it, are you?
Well, I might be mistaken as a shepherd in that play. And I don't think I mind being a shepherd in that play.
Yes, you would. When it was over, some lady came up and hugged me and pinched my cheeks and kissed me because I was a shepherd.
Can I bring this in? No. Leroy said it was a present. He said you don't take back present.
Leroy said that? They must hate him.
You and Alice Window.
When did the time lights go off? They're on a timer. They'll be off at midnight.
That's not far away.
It's almost Christmas.